Is it working yet? Is it working? Why is everything all fucked up? God damn it. You here? Okay. Jesus. Okay. How's it going, guys? What's up? Oh, man, coffee. Guess what? I'm live on YouTube and Twitch and Kick. And Kick, dude. And ow. However, only the YouTube chat isn't currently working yet. But I can see most other people. I can see people on Twitch and on Kick. Hello. Hello, Twitchers and Kickers. So, welcome to the Weekly Sip. How are you guys doing? What's going on? I know it's been like a month. Sorry. That was like half laziness and half IRL getting in the way. But I'm back. I'm here. How's it hanging? Everything finally good IRL? Naomi's not sick anymore, but Dave is. Dave is quite sick. Hello, can you, Dev, please shout out all your Estonian fans? I think you're the only one. But hey, man. How's it going? Dave is perpetually sick. Yeah, I know. Hey, my dry bread, what's up? Hey, dry bread, I know that you and I have... Hold on. Actually, wait. I'm going to read this before it scrolls away. Highland Juggalo, $10. Hell yeah, I can't wait for another hour-long argument with chat. Today's topic, V is right, Dev is wrong about corruption. Our precious institutions won't fix themselves by just operating, Dev. Obviously, when institutions become more corrupt, you must fix them, all right? But you don't fix them by overthrowing them or abolishing them or shitting on yourself in the street, all right? I watched that video that V made about me. It was only like tangentially about me, but his friend, whoever his friend was, got some key things wrong about Canada. Like, he made the claim that Canada's been, like hopelessly corrupt for the past 30 years, and that's just not the case. The level of corruption that Trudeau has brought in with him has been uniquely high. All right, Harper. There are some things I didn't agree with Harper on, but he was not like this. All right. And there were like previous corruption scandals with the Liberals, but they were not like this either. All right. Trudeau seems to be a uniquely bad prime minister when it comes to corruption. So this idea that it's just like he made the point that it was a difference between old nations and new nations, and I don't think that's the actual difference. I think the difference is between liberal nations and like post communist nations. All right. Authoritarian systems tend to shred the social fabric, which is why, by the way, I want to avoid Canada's further decline into an authoritarian system. Because I don't want my social fabric to be any more shredded than it already is. But that's how you stop this stuff, all right? But thank you for the $10. $5 from Joel. Thanks, man. I didn't have most of progressive Twitter hand-waving away women being paraded around mobs as ending colonialism on my bingo card for this year. I did. That seems obvious to me. And that's what they were going to be. We're so back. Weekly Sip. Hey, thanks, Antelope. Thank you. And Tricky Mario for $8. Hey, Deb, you checked out those images I sent you yet? Sorry, I haven't. I haven't looked at my DMs at all, but I should. Did you hear about that Nazi in Canadian Parliament? Yep. I'm not going to comment on the Nazi in Canadian Parliament story because I am building up a big story regarding just all the shit Trudeau has done, so I can put it out in time for the Canadian election. It will be The Trouble with Trudeau, Volume 3, I guess. What's your opinion on legal immigration into Canada? Is it still is it still a good idea for immigrants? Honestly, Canada's taken so many immigrants in recently. We gotta calm that shit down. All right, like immigration isn't inherently evil, but we've taken in too many too quickly. And it's like it's ruined our economy. It's hampered their ability to integrate into Canadian culture. Like we got to calm the fuck down with the immigrants for a little bit. We got to calm the fuck down with the immigrants. You know, I voted for Trudeau in 2015, but I'm not going to vote for him again. Things have changed from 2015, to be honest. Oh yeah, also in that V video, there's like V and I are still friends. We have disagreements, but we're friends. But there's like people who are like frothing at the mouth, just like angry at me in in the comments of V's video. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck, dude? Oh, Dry Bread. I wanted to ask you, do you still intend on moving? I'm kind of curious about that. I'm at the point now where like if Naomi wanted to leave Canada, I'd probably go to America with her. The only thing really keeping me here is basically that she doesn't want to go. I generally tell people to move to America rather than Canada. The average rent in Canada is twice as high in America. You should save the money and go there. Yeah, I mean, what makes living in Canada bearable for me is that I get paid in American, so it's a lot more money. It's a lot more money. But no, man. If Naomi wanted to go, I'd go. If Naomi wanted to go, I would go. I'm so done with the bullshit happening in Canada right now. With the war in Israel, I see from the left lots of for Palestine, on the right, not our problem. I don't think this will end well. I'll talk about Israel and Palestine in a minute, but thank you for the $5. Dev, be the man in the house and tell your woman you are moving. It's one of those things where I want to move, but I don't want to move so badly that I would make her unhappy for it. Enjoy your coffee. Thanks, Jano66. Thank you. Evening, Dev, but evening, where are you? It's noon. Where would I move to in America? Oh, jeez. I always like knee jerk to somewhere warm, but probably not actually. I'd probably go to like a northern state. Maybe like like Wisconsin or something, I don't know. Something that's still Canadian like. I'll still like Canada. Dave is not down to go to the US, but also because Dave has massive amounts of health problems. Dave is like Dave is like Dave is like Dave can't afford to move because healthcare would be so much more fucking expensive in the United States than in Canada. He was like, I can't go. I have like 18,000 billion health problems. I can't fucking go. I'm lucky. I have a very small family, and we are all fed up with it here and ready to leave. We were all born here but my wife, and we've basically been priced out. Yeah, exactly, right? How would you go, my dry bread? I assume being a YouTuber, you can get like a special visa. Like you can probably get like an entertainer's visa or something. But honestly, I need to even if I was going to move, I would need to get other things in order first. So, RIP. My question about the conflict is why every nation seemingly must have an opinion on it. I find you're treated worse in general for saying, who cares? Well, the person who says who cares doesn't have any friends when the conflict's over. There's actually like a YouTuber's visa now to get to America. It's pretty easy. Lots of YouTubers will go on these like there's like a modified entertainer's visa specifically for online content creators, and they can just like leave Canada, go to the States very easy. I love you, Dev. So happy you're back. Thank you. See, here's the thing. I could probably get an entertainer's visa as well, Dry Bread. I think my channel's probably big enough and prosperous enough for that. But yeah, Naomi doesn't want to go. Naomi doesn't want to go, and Dave can't go. I might be able to convince Naomi, especially if I was making more money, but we basically have to cut Dave loose. I'll put it this way: I have enough money that I could get a mortgage on 2 homes in Florida, but I have very little hope of getting a mortgage on 1 townhouse in Canada, so we want to leave. Yeah, exactly, right? It's it's frustrating. It's really frustrating. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet. I have like so many options floating around that I could do, right? Like I could move. I could just convince Naomi and move and just, cut Dave loose or convince Dave, right? Or I could stay here. There's multiple places I want. There's multiple things I want to do. I just don't know what to do. I'm still thinking about it. Move to Kansas City. You can visit me in Torvar. Yeah, Highland. Hold on. I want my kids born somewhere that they have an opportunity. They can do whatever they want in life, but it's my fault if they're not born in a better country. I have the option. Yeah, I understand that. You want your kids to be American rather than Canadian, basically? I'll figure something else. I'll figure something out. But what I have to do basically is handle some more immediate financial concerns first. Thanks very much for the 10 gifted memberships, Lives and Devs Walls. Thank you. That's amazing. As always, guys, if you have a membership, you can get into the D Club Discord, so please consider doing so. But thank you. Oh yeah, I wanted to point out, like, here's give me a second. Hold on, I'm trying to find out what I'm talking about here. Man, coffee's good. Coffee's good. Mm. Sorry. Sorry for the dead air, guys. I'm trying to find something real quick. I'm getting all the articles in order, making sure everything's here. Yeah, I'm really enjoying. I'm really enjoying my coffee. Dev is the only parasocial relationship worth keeping. Well, thanks, man. Hey, Flamenco. Also, thanks for the 5 gifted memberships, Sigar. Jesus. And also one from Lives and Devs Walls. Thank you. Ignore any loud growling, snorting, or squelching sounds and the occasional building shake. I'm handling it. We're good job, Lives and Devs Walls. Good job. Okay, hold on, chums. Mm. Happy Thanksgiving. That's right, guys. No plans for me, but guys, it's Canadian Thanksgiving tomorrow. Canadian Thanksgiving, guys. Um, I don't really have any plans to do anything though. Okay. Okay. I just want to point this out, all right? So this is not an attack on V. V and I we're good pals. We talk like pretty regularly. We talk all the time. We have disagreements obviously, but like some of V's audience, they like irrationally hate me. All right? There's like there's one comment where someone's making fun of me that I shared a story about something that happened to me in high school on my stream. And like they're making fun of me for that. It's like, hold on. I've also shared stories about me when I was a kid, when I was in my 20s. What like why is this like here? Here. I'm so sick of SFO. He's just too ignorant and somehow proud of constantly making a fool of himself. It's fine if you disagree with me. Like that if you just disagree with me, that's fine. Okay. 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 Then someone replies with, he always shares one story of him peaking in high school. He's 30 years old and has no other cool stories? It's pathetic. And I'm like, wait, where the fuck did this come from? I've I've shared many stories. Why are you focusing on this one? And someone asked what was the story. He joined the senior yearbook committee, did nothing but got a coach into the office and played games over, and he would play with friends and Smash. So literally what teens did before. Yeah, it was a fun time. Like that's all. That being a critical moment in his life is devastatingly sad. When did I ever say that was a critical moment in my life? Like, it's a fun memory that I have, but I've since done other things. Like, I've told the story a few times on various gaming streams because we're just hanging out and shooting the shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, what? Why? There's another one that I want to find real quick. I want to see. No, there was one person. Oh man, I wonder if I can find it again. But no, there's people who like who disagree with me and think that I'm stupid, and that's completely fine. But there's people who are like making up weird fucking stories about me, and it's like, what? Hold on. The problem I see with Dev is that he cares more about his image than anything else. What? How many times have I specifically said, like, I don't care about the optics, I'm just going to say what I think is true? Like, where? Why? I just, it's when you like see people just saying with such open bravado things that are so obviously wrong. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? Like, hold on. People are asking V why they hang out with me. And then, like, someone says, hang out with people with opposing views that are not fighting the same immediate government is okay. If V is a Canadian actively resisting the Canadian government, Dev should never be your friend. Actively evil people should be shunned. Like, what? What the fuck? Like, what is this? What is this insanity? Okay, here's one guy who says, it's always fun to see you try to match wits with V. It's not even his native language and he still runs verbal circles around you. And then the guy talks about the city and that I used to live in and asks me how things are going there. And it's like, okay, are you trying to like intimidate me by like this quasi doxing attempt? Like, what the whoa. Oh, dude. Dude. What the fuck? It's it, it's gotten to the point where like okay, leftoids they'll just call me a fascist or a racist and that'll be that. These people, they're actually like inventing new lore about me. It seems rather insane at this point. Again, this is not an attack on V. V is a completely good person. He's fine. I still see people say you're camera lady all the time on Twitter. Like, what the fuck? There's no evidence of that, and the actual proof that you aren't her. I scrolled away. Shit. They just want to believe the fake lore. Here's the thing: that was fake lore that was puppeted primarily by leftists. But now that I've been doing some critiques of the right, I've seen rightists pull it out too, and it's like, okay, this is basically just whatever might sticks to the fucking wall, eh? Anyway, it's rather frustrating because a lot of these people are former viewers. And again, for the third time, V's a great person. We're good friends. We talk all the time. But like these are people who I remember them being, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, a lot more intelligent. But now they're just like knee jerking to whatever emotional response immediately hits them. And it's like, all right, guys. You guys have fucking become brain rotted after COVID or something. Like I said, at least leftists, they just call me a name. All right. They don't invent weird fucking lore. I mean, some of them have, but like most of them just say that guy's a fascist, or that guy's a racist, or that guy's a bigot, or that guy's a transphobe, or whatever. Right? Like, who cares? At this point, who gives a shit about that? But these are people who have seen my videos, who know me better than leftists do, and their attacks are even worse against me. What are you thankful for, Dev? I'm thankful for the trucker protest video. Thanks for the $5, Hard Romeo. Sean King, $5. I read a tweet about Viva Frey yesterday about Hamas getting weapons, and before I even finished, I knew he was going to blame Ukraine. Oh my god, dude! All the people trying to rope like Ukraine into this is fucking it's wild. It's stupid. Would you ever play D&D or other tabletop RPGs? I have, Amber. I played them on Arch's channel and on Sargon's channel and on V's channel. I'm reading all the super chats. I think that's all of them, eh? Okay, thanks for all the supers, guys. Something apostate is worse than heretic. That sounds like it might be a saying. The apostate is worse than the heretic. Yeah, the person who left is the person who left is worse than the person who was never there because they're actually a traitor. It's something like that, right? Make new dev lore. Dev once ate so much out of the dollar meat store that the dollar meat store had to close. I missed a super. Let me scroll again. Do you think V has something to do with his audience? No, I don't, settlers. No, I don't. Thank you for the $5. I do not. V's point, V has a good point, right? When he says like, they've already locked us down for 2 or 3 years. How much worse could fascism be? I mean, the answer to that is a lot worse, to be honest. But it is a reasonable thing to ask because the government was quite terrible during lockdowns, like for sure. I think V is ultimately wrong, but I understand why he has come to that conclusion. Drakus for £2. Uzlu hate. Didn't he agree for Minecraft server? Yes, he did. And he downplays it by saying it's just a Minecraft server, which is true. It is just a Minecraft server. But like, why should I tolerate anybody fucking with anything that's mine? The answer is I shouldn't. Obviously, right? The answer is I shouldn't. It's funny because there's a fair amount of overlap between the audiences of Sargon, Arch, V, Uzlu, and Scrump. But Sargon, Arch, and V all do not like Uzlu and Scrump. The audiences are all still pals, but the people do not like each other. And it's not even because of a political rift. It's because of the behaviors of those last two people. I probably still have some audience overlap with Aiden Paladin. And that's fine, by the way. Go watch Aiden Paladin if you like. That's your business. She makes very good psych content. However, we have personal disagreements. It's the same kind of thing, right? Where audiences are like, how come the YouTubers I like aren't friends? And it's like, well, because it's not all about the audience. That's just the long and short of it. You know? I only give to Dev V and VTubers. I love you all, but I reserve the right to pretend to hate you all as soon as it becomes more funny. Well, thanks for the $5, Meta. Thank you. Did you hear that former IDF person, it was a woman, right, saying that never in all her years in service would the department miss an invasion of such scale that something may be incredibly amiss with Israel's leadership? I mean, I have seen that. I don't fully know how to feel about that, because like it could be like some people are saying that this is actually something that Israel let happen. I guess we might as well move into talking about the Israel situation. Some people are saying that that Israel some people are saying that Israel let this event happen specifically because they wanted an excuse to go in and wipe out Gaza. That's possible, but unlikely in my opinion. I'd love if you and Aiden made up, but I get how personal that shit can get. I don't know. Probably not. Like, I gave her several chances to lay off, and she didn't lay off, so I just banned her from everything. Also, I recently watched her debate Dylan Burns on Ukraine, and she seemed batshit fucking insane. She seemed like holy shit. I do not buy that the whole 2014 whatever was like an American coup. Like, no, guys, no. Yeah, here's the thing. I mean, Scrump still does some good content. Aiden still does some good content. Not Usually doesn't really do good content, but my issue with them has never been their content or their politics. It's been their behavior, them as people. You know, like I am very disaligned with Sargon politically at this point, but he's still a good person. No, he's still a good person. I'm not sure about the Dylan Burns guy. Here's the thing. Dylan Burns is very he's very biased towards Ukraine, but that's because he is a war reporter streaming from Ukraine on the Ukrainian side. So I expect him to be biased from the side that he's actually embedded with. That makes sense. But at the same time, even taking into account his bias, he's way more correct than he is incorrect about the whole situation. I wish people wouldn't do that whole I need you to make up with the other YouTuber I like thing. They've got no idea how creepy that is. It feels like a violation of personal boundaries. Here's the case. Madrybed, you and I were both not YouTubers or not big YouTubers. Not that I'm big, but you know what I mean. Not that I'm big. I'm like medium sized, but like I'm talking 10 years ago, we were both like under 1,000 subs or something, or 13 years ago, or whatever it was. And you and I probably both remember looking up to like Channel Awesome people, or like the big YouTubers of like 2009 to 2012, like like early Game Grumps or whatever. Like, that's actually a great example of what I mean. Look at when early Game Grumps broke up, John and Egoraptor. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, we have to! Oh no, you guys have to come back together!" Like, do you recall the fans demanding that they get back together? Or like any sort of like YouTuber drama or split, like friendships ending, relationships ending. And like you and I were both on the other side of that as viewers of these people. And it was always like the parasocial relationship was there. So we were always like you probably feel the same way that I do. It was always like a little bit disheartening. It's like, oh, I mean, I like you guys together, you know? But now that I've been on the other side of it, as someone who does have a little bit of an audience and who has gotten into public falling outs with other people who have audiences, now that I've been on the other side of it, to feel, a whole bunch of people who don't know the details and who weren't involved in all the conversations to come out and say, Dev, why don't you just do this? It's like, I don't blame them for feeling that way because I once felt that way, and I understand what it feels like to be in that position. But now that I've experienced the other side, it's like now I get it a bit more, I guess. Yeah, John and Aaron have a lot of bad blood. For Micah, you said that Dylan seems okay, but the shit he pulled with Prime K is. What did he do with Prime K is? I guess DM me that information, yeah. Hi, Charlie. Thanks. Wait, I'm sorry for commenting like that. What do you mean, Zetek? Did you say something like that? Did you? I don't remember like that. Medium size, you sure? The weight disagrees. Fuck you. You're medium size? God damn it, guys. Jesus. All the fucking super chats about my weight now. John and Aaron buried the hatchet and then like redug it up. Okay. That's enough. Y'all need to touch some grass. I don't know who half of these YouTubers are. Scrump still has some good takes. Evelyn, though, is wildly crazy. Blame the hormones, dude. Blame the hormones. Aiden wants you carnally? Fuck off. Aiden's married. Penis. Thank you, C. Thomas. I don't mind helping Ukraine. I would just rather we go all in. Go in full force, take over. Ukraine is now American territory. Full-blown war with Russia, and boom, we're living in fallout. Idealizing the past and wanting what I think old glories can be reobtained without thinking about the personal aspect. You know what? That's actually a great way to put it. Yeah. Like, friendships end, relationships end. It's a normal part of life. And adding on the parasocial aspect just makes it tougher. You know, it's like there's a few viewers of my gaming channel in here who might actually be a bit pissed if Naomi and I ever broke up. But because you don't know what our relationship is like in private, you only see us on the gaming channel. It would be kind of inappropriate from my point of view to demand that I get back together with her, if that makes sense. Canada is cleansing all pre-2008 books. Why? They're not, actually. It was one school making one dumb decision. It was not happening everywhere, but it is fucking stupid. Yeah, there was one school in Canada that just chose to throw away all books from before 2008 because they were all problematic. And it's like, oh, fuck you. You're so stupid. Okay, apparently I missed some super chats. I'm going to scroll back in the super chat timeline to get them, and then we will get going with today's articles. Viva Fry. Thankful. Move to Minnesota. The healthcare is near Canada coverage even after Obamacare, but just avoid the cities unless you want some cultural enrichment. Minnesota, eh? I mean, I could move to Minnesota, but I kind of wanted to go live in Milwaukee. Milwaukee's like a nice little city. I could go. I could go live with Red Letter Media guys. I could go visit Kenosha. Like Minneapolis is a nice city in Minnesota for sure. I don't know where I'd go, but honestly, it would probably be somewhere in the Midwest. You know, I would love to live in a place like Florida, but I feel like the summer would fucking kill me. You know. I think that's it. I think that's it. The Cena wins era. Okay, I think we've gone over all the various news things. Oh yeah, as always, I am streaming on Twitch and on Kick. The majority of you are watching on YouTube, and I do appreciate the YouTube viewers. But if you want to switch over to a different a different stream, I am over there as well. I have friends who moved from the Northeast Florida until they got used to the heat in like a month. I'm getting a parrot. Well, congrats. Congrats, Emery Yasser. I know, Drybread, you said you were going like years ago, but you still haven't. Is it like how far away is this for you, do you think? I need to like tack another zero onto my YouTube revenue before I can think about moving to the States though. So I guess I'll have to stay here for now. I do not stream myself gambling on Kick. I stream the Weekly Sip and I stream video games. Oh man, I keep flip flopping now. You guys are like talking me into it. I keep flip flopping, where it's like, if I had, let's say, infinite money. If I had infinite money, I'd probably go to Vancouver. I know a lot of people in Vancouver, so I'd probably go to Vancouver with infinite money. But I do like Ottawa. I do like the States. I wouldn't mind moving there. But like I don't know what, I can't live everywhere, And moving the show is not, it's not hard, but it's annoying. It's kind of annoying. Stug $2. Sargon is a secular theocrat. He kind of is. He kind of is. How's Vancouver politically? It's like hippie leftist specifically. It's very hippie leftist. Uh, Toronto is the worst city in Canada by far. Vancouver is not as bad as Toronto. Toronto's fucking garbage. I'll never go there again. That too. The landlord for my house has actually recently changed, and we still don't know how that's gonna go. Right? Like he's like the house is split into two units, and he's moving into the basement unit, and I have the main floor of the house. Um, and he bought the house back in July, so he filed eviction for the fella, the fucking redneck who was living down there, who like filled the yard up with his fucking trash. All right, so he got evicted, and the legally evictions take 60 days, so he didn't get out of there until October 1st. And now the unit downstairs is empty, but the landlord has been here sporadically cleaning it up. So he might be moving into it himself, or maybe he's gonna like clean it up and then rent it out, under the table or something. I don't know. Now, if it turns out that he is gonna like, because here's the thing, under Canadian law, if you evict somebody because you own a building and you want to move in, you have to live there for 1 year. But if you just quietly evict him because he's like a piece of shit, and then gonna like rent it under the table for a year, I'd live down there for a year. Fuck yeah. Was he the Canadian version of the dumpster defender? Canada's a psyop to try and prove birds are real. Nice, dude. Nice. Horace Lupercal, $10. I remember last sit where you talked about pair bonding. I found it odd how you called it red pill bullshit because I remember learning about it in health class. It was a lefty school too. It is kind of red pill bullshit, to be honest. I don't think humans pair bond the same way like animals do. Can we get a shout out to Torvar, who is having a bad day? Is Torvar even here? I'm sorry you're having a bad day, Torvar. I'm sorry, dude. Thanks for the appreciation, Zero. Thank you. Okay, that's the coffee done. Delicious. But yeah, basically, whenever I think about moving to the States, I'm like, oh, it could be so good. But there's some serious problems in the way of me doing it. You know what? Maybe like dry bread. I know that Erudite recently did it. She recently moved to the States and she has like a much smaller channel, right? But I think she's going to go work for Destiny's Company. Erudite's channel, she has like 20,000 subs or something. But I think she's going to go work. Destiny's going to start like a podcast, get a studio, and I think she's going to go work for him. So that's how she was able to do it. So maybe dry bread after you pull it off, or maybe I could DM you. I could you can tell me about your experience doing it or your process, because you know what? Maybe I do want to go. I'll think about it. Okay. As always, currently on screen right now is the PO box. It's the PO box. Send me any nonsense that you have. And of course, please consider supporting the channel. Super chats are great. YouTube memberships, Twitch subs. If you have Amazon Prime, you know what you can do? With your Amazon Prime, you can go to Twitch, link up your Amazon with your Twitch, and give me a free sub. You've already paid for the $5. You might as well toss it my way. Now, where the fuck? Once my Dry Bread Inc. is an American company, I can sponsor you or something. Oh man, moving a company must suck though, Dry Bread. Like it's a Canadian company, right? Like that's gotta suck. Oh, I don't want to do that. Fuck. Here's more money because I enjoy your content. Well, thank you very much, Horace. Appreciate it. Erudite is Canadian, yes. She's from Alberta. Okay, let's get going. So, everyone's talking about the Israel Palestine situation right now. I'm gonna be honest. Wikipedia is actually a great place for things that are currently developing, because currently developing stories, they don't really get censored right away on Wikipedia. You can see a whole bunch of different views and sources on it. Now, if it was like 10 years ago, they might be trying to like whitewash something, but actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me take this away real quick. Okay. I'm gonna message you, Dry Bread. Please tell me about your process so I can learn about your process. I just noticed your your Discord profile picture, Dry Bread. All right. Okay. Aramir just subbed. Thank you. Thanks very much for the Twitch sub, dude. I appreciate it. But yeah, lots of stuff going on. For example, this is the Gaza Strip, right? And there's Gaza City. This is basically the territory that after they exploded out of Gaza, they conquered this territory in southern Israel. So what happened was, out of fucking nowhere, all right? Out of nowhere, they launched 5,000 rockets out of Gaza. They had like building equipment, machinery break down the barrier between Gaza and Israel. They had people driving in trucks and motorcycles with weapons coming out. They had soldiers marching out. They had guys in paragliders going over the wall. I meant the different picture of my Dry Bread, not your cat, but your cat's nice too. But yeah, basically, this was a crazy attack by Hamas. And also, it seems to have completely blindsided Israeli intelligence. Israeli intelligence is usually pretty on the ball. Like Mossad usually knows what's going on. They're usually in the know. But but they didn't see this coming at all, which is like a, oh, okay, oh, you know what I mean? Like no one really saw this coming. Into zombie games. Thanks for the 200 DKK, Sapient Green. Thank you. Apparently, Dead Island 2 is coming on Epic. I know here's some money. Thank you. Dead Island 2 is not a very good game though, unfortunately. So they're claiming that the attack is in response to the desecration of the Al-Aqsa Mosque, which happened back in April. But I mean, yeah, that just seems like cope. It just seems like them plucking basically a reason out of thin air. And this is probably the biggest incursion by Hamas into Israel in like 50 years. Like this is kind of a big deal. Well, I don't particularly care for Israel. I understand that once the Islamists are done with the Jews, my people are next. So go IDF. I assume you're a Christian, right? That kind of makes sense. So lots of people, some people think it's Russia. Russia's helping them out, and the reason is Hamas used drones to drop explosives onto tanks, Israeli tanks, and the only people who are on Hamas's side that know how to do that are Russians. So some people think the Russians are involved. Some people think that Iran funded all this, and now they're pointing the blame at Biden because Biden unfroze 6 billion Iranian assets in exchange for some hostages, like 3 or 4 months ago. And so they think that this is where the $6 billion went, was to go fund Hamas and like this latest attack. Yeah, 5,000 rockets was enough to overwhelm the Iron Dome. Yeah, which is why so here we go. Let's see the losses so far. 600 killed, 2,156 wounded, over 100 kidnapped on the Israeli side. I'm sure we've all seen those videos at this point of the Israeli women being like basically bound up and thrown into the back of trucks and then driven back to Gaza. So they're probably being turned into prostitutes or war brides as we speak. On the Palestinian side, there's been 370 plus of them killed in Gaza, 2,200 wounded. So this attack happened yesterday, and it was a big fucking it was a blitzkrieg yesterday, all right? And it was also it was like they weren't just going to military targets. They were going door to door in Israeli towns and just killing everyone that they found. They would just roll up to a house, bust inside. If they found people, they killed them. So this was playing out like it was a war of extermination, because they weren't just terrorists indiscriminately attacking, and they weren't just hitting military targets. They were basically hitting everything. So in response, this came out this morning. Netanyahu warns Israelis to brace for a long and difficult war against Hamas, and that they invoked Article 40, marking the nation's first formally declared war since 1973. So this is a war now. This is a real war. And they haven't gone to war in 50 years, but they are now going to war against Hamas. And so there we have it. It is this is not like a proportionate response where like they lob a few rockets and the other guys lob a few rockets. They're like, nope, this is it. We're going to war. We're going to march down there and end this. And that's where it is. The IDF targets Westerners too. This makes my day. Yeah, but like lots of people in Israel who are Jews are Westerners. They've moved from America and stuff. So I don't know how accurate that is. Apparently, the Squad's Socialist Party is planning a celebration in response to the attack. Oh yeah, there's a lot of leftists online right now. Thanks for the $5, Bad Dragonite. There's a lot of leftists online right now who are like pro this, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is liberation, guys! This is liberation! We're throwing off our oppressors by raping them." It's like, oh, okay, Palestine just needs to be deleted at this point. Jesus. I mean, probably not wrong, but still, Jesus. Give me a second. Like a whole bunch of Twitter leftists just basically came out as like full on pro rape and murder of your opponents. Give me a moment. I'm going to show you some of the hottest of hot takes. The hottest of hot takes, guys. They're liberating people from their lives. Jesus. There's a lot of good memes too, you know. There's been some funny memes, but if we're gonna take this topic seriously, there's some there's some people being quite dark in there's some people being quite dark on Twitter right now, and they all think that they're actually being moral. All right, so here I pulled up a bunch of takes that I think we can take a look at. Yeah, this person went viral for saying, "What did y'all think decolonization meant? Vibes, papers, essays? Losers." Like, this person is getting fucking dragged. All right? Like, everyone is going after this person. Because, yeah, you know what? This is what decolonization means. This is what it is. All right? That's why I said I always knew it meant rape and terrorism, which is why I'm fine with you being colonized. And that's the thing, all right? For all of Israel's faults, and Israel has a lot of faults, it is still a relatively Western, relatively liberal, capitalist, democratic country. You know, it is a beacon in the Middle East as compared to all of the Muslim shitholes surrounding it. And so, just for that reason alone, I'm on Israel's side. All right? Like, which society is clearly more civilized? All right? Yeah, you know, I am happy to colonize barbarians, okay? I am happy to oppress oppressive people. It's as simple as that. IDF trained Iraqi snipers circa 2004 2006. I got to see proof on that one, but thank you for the dollars. The US government should stay neutral. No, it should not. It absolutely should not. The US government should point out exactly should contribute exactly in a way that serves their interests. Here's the thing: America can't be neutral in anything, and it shouldn't be neutral in anything, because if America pulls out of an area, that just leaves a vacuum for China to move into an area. So no. When you say, "Oh, neutrality, oh, pacifism, oh, we can't get involved, oh," you're basically just giving your opponents more ammo, and they're not going to be passive. They're not going to be neutral. They're going to move in. So no. That kind of rhetoric is just libertarian cope. This shows what leftists want to do. Oh, it absolutely does, I think. Yeah. It's interesting that Hamas attack on Israel is happening at the same time as that Azerbaijan-Armenian war. I don't know anything about that. I don't know what's going on there, but thanks for the $5 settlers. We fought for peace and earned more war. Is that a song lyric? But thank you. Alias Hadranius, $5. I just hope they glass each other. Death of both of these terror states is good news. Here's the thing. Israel, if Israel like just unbound itself, it would wipe Palestine off the face of the map, and it wouldn't even be a conflict. If it's one of, like Arch said yesterday in the Archcast, if America just looks away for 5 minutes, you know, it's one of those things. The socialists want Palestinians to be free. I want Palestinians to be free. The socialists want Palestinians with capital P to be free. I want Palestinians with a lowercase p to be free. We are not the same. Thanks for the $5, dude. Um, sorry, but the rapes and violence again will stop, Giga Chad. So, yeah, this person was. Oh, yeah, here's Astolfo. Is Astolfo in the chat today? Some nations are uncivilized and thus not ready for independence. It is the moral duty of liberal nations to pacify them. Fucking based. I am happy to call them savages. And like this is the same point that I was making with V, right? Is like different types of people are not all the same. They're not interchangeable. Cultures are different. Standards are different. Morals are different, right? You can't simply say that what happens with one culture would happen in another, which is why you can't say that like, oh, the Canadian government and the Romanian government, well, they're both governments, so they're both gonna behave. And it's like, no, that's not how it works, right? Because Canada and Romania are different places. Same with Israel and Palestine. All right. Same with Russia and Ukraine. All right. Not everything is equal all the time. Not everything is interchangeable. Anyway, let's pause this. I don't want to show any of these videos because they're all fucking horrific. Yeah. So this is an Israeli family being held hostage by Hamas terrorists after they've killed one of the sisters of this family. And the dad still has blood on his hands. Yeah, it's fucking brutal, dude. So this person says Hamas needs to be wiped out, and I don't much care for the safety of the civilians that cheered this on. If there are civilians in Gaza that don't support these things, I hope they can make it through. But my fear is that they are few. They're probably few at this point. So, like, you can say, well, we shouldn't be targeting civilians, and we definitely shouldn't be targeting civilians, even if they have bad views. But man, I've seen so many people in Hamas at this point who have said, or like even Hamas supporters have said, it's okay to target civilians because Israel is a democratic nation and they vote for their leaders, and because they vote for their leaders, it's morally justified to kill them because they're all targets, because they now all have some responsibility in the government. And it's like, well, at this point, you are facing a people who do just want to exterminate you. And there doesn't seem to be many good Palestinians left. When did anything we got involved in end up well? Tons of times, dude. American involvement has not been uniquely bad. It's only because everyone's still scarred by the horrific endeavor that was the Iraq War, and for good reason. But like, no, there have definitely been good American foreign involvements for sure. Violence against women. Forgot women. Then I don't know what you mean by that, Tricky Mario, but thank you. I disagree, but IMO, this is always how the conflict was going to end. There was no neoliberal Lisa Simpson solution to this. Oh, absolutely. I completely agree with you, Horace. Like, I'm people think that just because I have a lot of liberal tendencies that I'm blind to the nature of these things. And I'm not. I'm not, all right? Neoliberals are like, everyone can just live in peace. It's like, no, actually they can't. Especially because your enemies do not want to live in peace with you. And sometimes you must destroy them. That's just how it is. It's nice if they could live in peace with you, but it's their choice, and they're choosing something otherwise. So that's just how it is. The GCC Arab countries aren't barbaric. Other states are, sure, but the GCC are civilized and somewhat secular. I'm a Saudi who lives in Dubai. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Amr. Yes. Listen, doesn't Dubai have like a massive slave caste right now? I don't know about that one, dude. I don't know about that one, dude. It's time to send a message, Jesus. Check your ads, man. I just got 3 in 5 minutes. It should be playing one ad every 30 seconds. Not 30 seconds. Oh my god. No, one ad every 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes, dude. Here, I'll run one right now just to reset the timer. Boom. There, I ran an ad. Okay. Oh yeah. This is people in the streets of London who are celebrating the murder and kidnapping of Israelis. Fucking ridiculous. I thought multiculturalism was about Turkish kebabs and chicken chow mein. Yeah. I remember like Vosh making this argument with Sargon back in the day. It's like, isn't it great to have better food? You know what? I can learn how to cook chicken chow mein. I don't need like a bunch of immigrants to fucking come over here and cook it for me. Same with this one. This is in Toronto. Yeah. The celebrations of massacres of Israelis by Hamas now spreads to Mississauga, Ontario from Toronto. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, here, this person is a leftist, and even they're saying, get the fucking fuck out of my fucking country. And I agree. Like, why should Canada tolerate this? And the answer is we shouldn't. This is Middle Eastern barbarism, and they can go fucking back and live it if they want to, but it shouldn't be brought here. All right? Same thing with all the stuff happening with are they called like the Khalistanis, the Indian terrorists on like Canada's west coast? Why should we tolerate this? Why should we tolerate any of this? All right? And again, like the issue is ultimately the ideas, right? Like you could take an immigrant from somewhere who doesn't bring all of their barbaric bullshit over to Canada, and they can just settle here and become Canadian. That's fine. All right? That's not what these guys are doing. These people should be fucking sent back. Oh yeah. Fucking actual corn. Corncob Jake. Decolonization is always a violent phenomenon. Yeah. This person calls my takes dumb. I consider it a compliment. Like, how fucking stupid. You know, all of these people are just showing their ass. All of them. All right? Yep, same with this one. Nobody in the world, nobody in history has ever gotten their freedom by appealing to the moral sense of the people who were oppressing them, said Asata Shakur. That's how it always happened. Like I said, that this is literally how women won their freedom from men. Y'all didn't do it with warfare, and there's no way you'd ever be able to. That's true. All right? Women did not go to war with men and then beat men and then become free. All right? They appealed to men's moral sensibilities. And then men gave them their freedom. Because they were convinced by the arguments. All right? In fact, that's how the majority of these movements have functioned. They haven't been violent revolutions. In fact, I think I don't have any evidence to back this up. This is just my intuition. But I think violent movements probably make it harder for change to happen. Unless those violent movements are like overwhelmingly successful, like an actual socialist revolution, like in Russia or something. But if they're just like do you think BLM has made things better for black people in America? Like, are you fucking kidding me? With the amount of like with the amount of just the amount of nonsense that has come out of BLM and the way that race relations have been inflamed in America since 2020. You think things are better for black people now? Like it's fucking insane, dude. Well, Dev, do an NPC stream to raise money for those children of bankers. Jesus, Archeon. Also, for all the hot IDF girls, that's I'm with Israel. Yeah, there's some hot IDF girls for sure, dude. Like, I've seen some of those pictures. Like, here. Give me a second here. Here. Check it out, guys. Listen. I'm totally on Israel's side. Like, yes. You've got me. You've got me. I hope Israel wins. Yeah, dude. Oh, that's not even a real one. It's ridiculous. This has become a meme, by the way. All the cute Israeli soldiers. It's so goofy. Awooga. It's the fucking sea people all over again, thanks to the $2, Thomas. Send them back to hell. Oh my god, Galaxy. Decolonization is always a violent phenomenon. Does this include when leftists say decolonize science and math? Stug. Thanks for the $5, man. Why are governments tolerating support of the barbarians within their borders? Also, great to have the sit back. Keep up the base work. Governments have been basically browbeaten to be like inclusive, even when that inclusivity fucking kills them. It's stupid. Yeah, Dry Bread. The corn guy is Jake from Bible Reloaded. Yeah, Jake and Hugo became Jake and Hannah, and post 2016, Bible Reloaded was shut down, and he turned into a bread tuber, and his career basically like immediately fucking tanked. And then Destiny destroyed him in a debate like 2 years ago, and that was basically the end for him. His channel's basically dead. And now he just like gets high on stream and complains about like complains about bread tubey shit. He went like full socialist. Honestly, there's a pipeline from atheism to socialism, because socialism purports itself to be like a scientific economic mode when it really isn't, but it purports itself to be one. And atheists are like, I fucking love science, dude. So it kind of appeals to that whole like, if with enough knowledge we can basically properly plan everything out, which atheism kind of gets wrapped up in. So a lot of the 2000s era atheists became bread tubers. Same thing happened with Amazing Atheist. Exact same pipeline. The exact same pipeline with Amazing Atheist. Oh yeah, dude. Like Jake has been taking L after L after L recently. Like he takes consistent L's just being a bread tuber, right? But like in the past week or two, I've seen so many god awful fucking takes from Jake. Like holy shit. It's like the number of L's has reached critical mass for that guy. Yeah, Jeff Holiday too. I'm not sure Jeff Holiday's a bread tuber though. Marxism isn't really a religion. I don't agree with that. $5, Ethan Rogers. When do we start the rumbling? Rumbling. Thanks, man. Hold on, I gotta get the rest of the super chats. Thank you very much, guys. $5. W Ben. Dev, seeing people act like this is super blackpilling to me. I can't understand how people can justify these actions. Some of them are bad people. Some of them just have different moral foundations than you. Some of them have been radicalized. Some of them are like self-hating and they're projecting on other people. There's a lot of reasons here. Hylian Juggalo, $5. Woman's right example is a unique case, and that they had the ultimate weapon, reproduction access, and before incel take. But the point is, it's a bad comparison. I don't think it is at all. I think it was a good comparison. IDF, waifus with raifus. C. Thomas. Hold on, I gotta fucking confirm something. Give me a second here. Okay. Wait. Okay. $5, Ethan Rogers. I've also seen a few wacky Christoids say that Hamas are allies to Christendom. What the fuck? How is that possible? Actually, no. I mean, I know like there's some Christians who believe that Israel has to be remade and then corrupted and then fall before Christ returns. So maybe there's like an apocalyptic element to this. Shadow 414 for $5. Just conquer Gaza, eliminate all Hamas members, and let the innocent civilians there just live as over the 1 million Arabs in Israel already do. Yeah, honestly, the two-state solution was rejected, and the Palestinians were like, "No, we must have all of Israel back." It's like, well, then come and fucking take it. All right, I have no patience for them anymore. Fuck them. I was saying, sir, but the rapes and violence against will stop. I forgot women. Oh, right. Thank you very much, Tricky. Also, been watching Magic School Bus. Magic School Bus is great. That was a fun show. T-Bra, $10. Now that the immigrants express opinions you don't like, you want them gone. You have no standards. You should have been protective of your culture. Now you have no choice but to tolerate them. No, T-Bra. That's not how it is at all. All right? Yes. Now that the immigrants express opinions I don't like, I want them gone. Yes. My standard is that anybody can come here to be Canadian, but these opinions aren't Canadian opinions. And now I want them gone. Yes, exactly. That's the standard. All right? That's the standard. That's not me having no standards. I never said my standard was open the borders. Everyone can come. Everyone's equal. Everyone's valid. That's never been my standard. My standard has been you can come here if you become like us. That's the standard. All right? And I'm still very protective of my culture. And no, I have another choice. I don't need to tolerate them. I can simply want them removed. All right? If third world barbarians want to come here and bring their third world barbarism with them, we should remove them. And we should use force to do so if necessary. And those who don't actually want to bring their third world barbarism with them, and they want to actually be here and be Canadians, then fine, they can stay. That's how it is. I'm reading all the super chats. I'm sorry, guys. There's so many. Thank you. Thank you for all the support. War in Israel, World War III anime review. Thanks, Bad Dragonite. Thanks. Hot IDF women are probably the first targets. Also, I'm not a socialist, although I once watched an abandoned TAA. Do you know about the banana lore? No, I don't. I don't even know who. The Amazing Atheist. Oh, no, yeah, he shoved a banana in his ass like 10 years ago for attention. Yeah, it's kind of a dumb story. Thank you, Drakus, for the $5. Super happy. FBI got that de-esser every time you say Israel. What the fuck? Thanks, Soupy. Israel was created by Jew mass migration after World War II. Maybe so. I don't know the full details of it. What I do know is that there are people there now. And that to remove them now would be kind of bad. Alaska Knight joins $5 club. Thank you. Appreciate it. Dev's my senpai. Hi, Sparkles. Okay. Yeah, Amazing Atheist was on that guy with the glasses. So was President Sunday back in the day, dude. Fucking hell. Okay, what else did I grab? Thanks for all the supers today, guys. Oh, yeah. You cannot tell an oppressed group how to resist. You cannot tell an oppressed group how to respond to decades worth of violence. You cannot tell an oppressed group to remain silent and passive when their homes have been destroyed, have been murdered and violated. Free Palestine. Oh, yes, I can. In fact, considering how that they're behaving, oppressing them seems like a moral good at this point. Yeah, you know what? I'm okay with oppressing the Palestinians if this is how they act. Fuck these people, dude. What about Israel stealing uranium in the 1980s? I mean, that's bad, but what are you going to do about it now? Wonderful Galaxy, $5. Send them back. This is North America with classical liberal values. I think for third world place, just ignore Mexico. But Dev, there are people in Europe and Canada now, and it would be evil to remove them. They just got here, though. All right? I say nuke the site from orbit. Based. Oh, yeah. Given recent events, the Labor Muslim Network is concerned and vigilant around the safety and accessibility of conference for Muslim delegates. We remind everyone of the party's code of conduct on Islamophobia. It's like, shut up. This isn't about you. Fuck off. God. Okay, hold on. Anyway. Israel Palestine's a shit show, guys. It's a fucking shit show. Was the rumbling justified? I don't know, dude. I don't know. That's one of those hard ones where, like, listen, if you have two groups of people and they are unwilling to compromise and they only want to exterminate each other, all right? The only solution as an outside party is to be like, okay, have at it. Fight. It's as simple as that, right? Like, if you have one group that does not want to fight and one group that does, well, then you have a clear aggressor and a clear defender, and then you should side with the defender, right? But if you just have two groups that just want to exterminate each other, it's like, okay, we'll see who wins. You know, like you can't force people not to fight. They're still going to want to. All you're doing is delaying ripping the Band-Aid off. Hamas was elected, but even though Hamas was elected, I think they immediately suspended elections as soon as they took power. Which is, all right. Yeah. In 2006, Hamas won the Palestinian legislative election. Hold on. Here we go. Legislative elections were held in the Palestinian territories on January 25th, 2006, in order to elect the second Palestinian Legislative Council. The result was a victory for Hamas. They received 44.45% of the vote and 174 of the seats. The newly elected government met for the first time on February 18, 2006. The incumbent prime minister tendered his resignation, but remained interim prime minister. On the 20th of February, Hamas leader was nominated to form a new government. The new government was sworn in on the 29th of March. These were the last contested elections to be held before Hamas took over the Gaza Strip in 2007. No new elections have been held since. So I was like, well, elect terrorists. Terrorists abolish the government. Oh, I wonder what could have fucking happened there, dude? These fucking retards. Zionist made the Office of Special Plans. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about, Jesse? Stug, $2. President Sunday was on Antigua Tig. Yes, he was. Hold on. President Sunday is a former member of Channel Awesome who produced content mostly revolving around the semantics of common everyday words. Not much else is known about him considering his quick departure in early 2009. Yeah, he did. Let's see. President Sunday departed from Channel Awesome in February of 2009, deleting all of his content and most traces of his online presence. So, he basically wiped his Channel Awesome content and just moved on. Wait a second. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. Hold on. This is his page in the Channel Awesome wiki. Okay? Zoom in. Fucking, okay. This is his page in the Channel Awesome wiki. Okay. Why aren't you scrolling? This fucking thing. Refresh. Okay. So yeah, former member. Sunday received negative reception. But here's the thing. This is Sunday on 2008. But that looks like him recently, doesn't it? Is this like a... Yeah, can I zoom in now? Yeah, I can. This is like a troll article? Hold on. Yeah. For 14 years, this was all that was known of individuals operating under the name and likeness of President Sunday. In late 2023, one operative was spotted on the roof of the White House. His appearance was immediately tied to a media event where Congressman Ro Khanna met with the political streamer Ian Kocinski, that's Vosh, Emma Vingland of the Majority Report, and a very grumpy, angry little man wearing an ill-fitting white shirt. That's clearly Destiny. The source of these rumors originated with disgraced conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, who remarked, "He was with Destiny. Destiny and I are dating. The top most important international stars in, I don't know, Bloodborne Gaming or whatever. But they all say, Jones, you're so right about everything. Yeah, anyway, Destiny is my boy toy. Get me that white paper, Harrison. I got a call from a guy called Origin of Slur who was raving about Sundays. Yeah, like ice cream sundaes. The guy was probably an alien hybrid or a Secret Service spook or whatever. Something about presidents and ice cream. Everything is going to hell. The slurs are taking over. No more America, just Destiny and ice cream. Caller, you're on the air." So, okay. I went to history. The history of this page. The President Sunday page in the Channel Awesome Wiki was made on March 2023. I mean, this is his original page. So maybe he actually was on Channel Awesome? But like, this is just... See? Added contextual info for a new President Sunday copy pasta. Okay, this wiki's dead, because Channel Awesome is dead. But they're just like adding the shit just for lulz. That's really funny. Fucking hell, dude. Fucking hell. I know, like, President Sunday recently debated Jake, actual corn, corn cob man. Jake and Sunday debated recently. And, like, they're both genuinely awful people. Jake seems to be really stupid. Sunday seems to be really smart. They both seem to be completely immoral. And Sunday came out of the debate actually looking better than Jake did. And it's like, talk about the ultimate two retards fighting scenario. Jake versus President Sunday. Fucking hell. I think I'm only going to cover Israel-Palestine news today. I know Jake is a teacher. Yeah, I was a teacher. Who fucking cares? You're still a retard. But yeah, Jake versus Sunday was like a fucking giga retard debate. I think Jake's point, because Jake is so like militantly atheistic, he was basically saying like religion only serves to enslave people. It had nothing to do with black people winning their own slavery or their own freedom from slavery, which is just false. All right. The reason that the black church is considered one of the most important institutions in black American society is because of its role in the moral persuasion regarding the abolishment of slavery. And that was Sunday's point, and Sunday was more correct than Jake was. I was a teacher for like 1 semester. I decided it wasn't for me, so I just like pieced out. No, I do think that Sunday was on Channel Awesome for just like a little bit, but everything else that's been made up about him is just like a lie. Or maybe he wasn't. Like, who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows, dude? Hold on. Who the fuck knows? Maybe it was all just a lie. I didn't get bullied with children. I just realized that I didn't want to be a teacher after doing it. Like, I was in a concurrent education program in university. So I did a placement where I taught for a semester. And after that, I was like, I fucking hate this job. So I just like pieced out. What happened to Hugo / Hannah? Hugo transitioned into Hannah. And then Hannah basically started to do their own streaming career that fell flat. Oh yeah, I was on Reviewtopia and said, like, what a fucking shit show that was too. Okay, you know who was on Reviewtopia with me before he got big? JonTron. And I think PBG was there too, but definitely JonTron. And I had like a random, Skype conversation with JonTron before he blew up. What a wild time that was. Dev, when he hears you aren't allowed to sleep with the students, man. Fuck, that's funny. Anyway. Oh, thanks for the $5, Holtznader. Very appreciated. $5 from Will. Oh no, it scrolled away. $5 from Will is in. If I can get back to it. All I know is the retaliation monsters are going to receive will be as Israel as it gets. Yeah, like they're fucked at this point. They're gonna get fucking destroyed. Hylian Juggalo, $5. Curious about your opinions on Turkey. They're increasingly dipping into Islamism and being hostile to NATO despite being a member. What do we do? Turkey might need to be removed from NATO if they keep being hostile towards members. Kind of sucks, but that's how it is. Turkey's sliding into authoritarianism. Alfonso for €5 or £5. Thank you. Seeing all of these Queers for Palestine banners around the UK makes me laugh. How long do you think your pink-haired femboy ass would last in Gaza City? From what I understand, the Palestinians take the Greek view of sexuality. They'll probably end up killing the pink-haired femboy, but only after fucking him a lot. The Office of Special Plans lied about WMDs. What are you talking about, Madcap? Like, what is this fucking schizo shit? Remember Chef Protoss and Tigwatig? No, I don't. Chef Protoss? Learning the tip of shredding lettuce to put on burgers from him. Who the fuck is Chef Protoss? I can't even find. Whatever happened to Chef Protoss? He appeared on the site, made a few videos for 2009, then disappeared. Yeah, a lot of people were just like flashing the pans on that guy with the glasses for sure. The Magic School Bus did diversity way better than most programs today, despite progressives claiming the 1990s to be incredibly racist and sexist. Yeah, man. Like, 90s diversity was actually great. It was unironically great compared to the shit we have now. Because the 90s diversity was just like, hey, the person's race doesn't matter to the story, so you could put a few, like, blacks or Asians in there. Yeah, fine, whatever, who cares, right? Put a kid in a wheelchair for your Burger King Happy Meal. Sure, okay. Not like, oh, there's systemic power imbalances and white people are all responsible, and it's like, oh, fuck you. Fuck off. God told them to rule over the goyim. Listen, the Protocol of the Elders of Zion is not a real book. All right, please go to the doctor and have your brain worms treated. Noel, $5. Dev, Commander Ervin would have never let things get this bad between the bagel people and the kebab people. R.I.P. to humanity's greatest leader. Honestly, I think Ervin would have just ended up being a lot like Flock in the end. He was from a different time, you know? Highland Juggalo, $5. Do you see how AC Mirage will feature mentions of Sargon of Akkad, the real person, and Wokies are mad because of Carl? No, I did not see that. You gotta send me some information on that, dude. That sounds fucking wild. Dev would play the Protectorate and Terra Invicta. I don't know what that is, but thanks for the $5, Holtznader. Lotond Legofachi for $5. What's a good male role model these days? Uncle Iroh has been pretty inspirational, but who else? Good male role model. There's not that many, is there? Fuck. I don't know. I gotta think about it. We do have kind of a dearth of male role models right now. Hannah/Hugo still streams almost daily, separate from the corn, no less. Does anyone watch them? Archeon. Is this the first war sponsored by Wells Fargo? Meximan for $5. My friend is a teacher, and the way these kids are getting raised now is maddening. She's going to need to quit. Only reason to stay is if you want to indoctrinate. Yeah, probably. Honestly, I feel like Zoomers are more fucked than any previous generation. Thank you, though. $10 for Holtznader. Dev, you should wait until after the next Canadian election to see if your current leader is replaced before doing the trucker video. That would be part of the story if he was reelected or not. Yeah, but if I have even a tiny amount of influence on the election, I want to have a positive impact. I want to convince people not to vote for Trudeau. I found Tig like back credit card era before the first anniversary show. So did I, Dry Bread. I was watching Tig before the first anniversary show for sure. Man, I miss those days. Back when the internet was a lot more fun, you know? $5. The Prime Minister of Israel just announced the eradication of Hamas. Did he use the words eradication? Let's see. News. No, the former Israeli Prime Minister said it's time to eradicate Hamas. Israel must eradicate Hamas, accept nothing less than surrender. Yeah, we're probably there. We're probably at that point where Hamas just needs to be fucking completely destroyed and there's no more of it left. Holtzner, $5. Trump said the same thing you said yesterday about war. It should be 0 or 100 before he was elected. Yeah, well, Trump was right on that. Drakus for £5. Hopefully Israel can retaliate before those women are shipped out of Gaza. The kidnappings, traffickings, and rapes make me sick. Dude, it's been a day. They're already fucked. Like, I'd be surprised if they're still alive at this point, unfortunately. Wolfsbane, $5. The horror stories American troops have when it comes to the Middle East and little boys. I say it's worse than the Greeks. I've heard a lot of that too. Despite Islam being very, anti-gay, a lot of them have no problem fucking little boys. Dry Bread says, I still treat the internet like it's 2010 and it's better that way. It is better that way. Fucking base, dude. That's how I do it too. In Magic School Bus, people didn't hate Carlos because he was Dominican. It was because he did crappy puns constantly. Carlos. 1K to 3K views per stream. Hano/Hugo. Is that a little or a lot? Is that viewers or views? Because if it's views, that's very little. If it's viewers, that's a lot. $10 from Holtznader. Dev, you once said that the media needs a good purge. There are two big problems. One is that they are rationally acting in their best interests. The other is that you'd have to purge the people teaching them. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. Let's do it. You know what I mean? I'm okay with that, dude. It's fine. Like, the government in my opinion, is not as corrupt as Arch and V seem to think it is, at least here in Canada. But it is still kind of corrupt for sure. It needs to be fixed. But the media, the media is fully corrupt at this point. Like, the media is fucked. There's some serious corruption on the media side that needs to be dealt with. Any update on how a Nazi was cleared to be honored, and have your conservatives begin to politically weaponize it all? No idea, Meximan. But there's like... I don't like that the right wing has begun to use the phrase Nazi the way that the left wing's been using it for the past, like, 10 years, you know? The actual nuanced take is that the guy who was honored by Canadian Parliament should have not been honored by Canadian Parliament. But also that, yeah, he was part of a Nazi squad, but he was also fighting the Soviets, and it was his only option to fight the Soviets back in the day. It's one of those things where it's like, you cannot actually blame every single Nazi soldier for the total horrors of the Nazi regime, because a lot of them were simply rank and file, all right? And to blame them as if they were actually Hitler himself is just ridiculous. But we've lost that nuance in 2023. Now we understand that the phrase Nazi has like infinite moral weight to it, negative moral weight to it. And so everyone is scrabbling to use it as best they can for their side. And it's kind of disgusting, frankly. All right. I'm not interested in persecuting a 100-year-old man who fought for the Nazis because they were coming in to like fight the communists who had already conquered him. All right. I don't agree with that, but I'm not gonna say that he's terrible, or that he's like personally responsible or some bullshit. Hilariously bad take? How the fuck is that a bad take? Yes, nuance. It's the same group of SS you were talking about in that one video, Dev. The one that was cleared of all war crime charges. Well, sounds good to me then. Like fucking hell. Hold on. His unit committed horrid war crimes. Was his unit cleared of charges for those war crimes or not? Hold on. What was his name again? We're going to fact check this right fucking now, okay? All right. Ukrainian Nazi Canada Parliament. Okay. What was his fucking name? What was his fucking name? Yaroslav Hunka. 98 years old. Jesus. This guy's fucking ancient. Yaroslav Hunka, Ukrainian-Canadian World War II veteran of the 14th Waffen Grenadier Division of the SS. The 14th Waffen. Okay, let's see here. It was made up of predominantly military volunteers with a Ukrainian ethnic background, later with also some Slovaks. Deployed in the Eastern Front of World War II, fighting against Soviet, Polish, and Yugoslav guerrilla partisans. Okay. Let's see. In 1946, Nuremberg declared that all members of all SS divisions were criminal. In 1985, the Canadian Deschênes Commission concluded that this division should not be indicted as a group. Polish and German commissions in the 2000s found it guilty of war crimes. Okay. Let's see. So the Canadians seem to be on the minority here. The Germans, the Poles, and Nuremberg all said that they were guilty of war crimes. The Canadians said that they weren't. In 2020, the Ukrainian Supreme Court said that the symbols of Galaka do not belong to the Nazis and they were not banned in the country. Yeah, the guy was 98, so he was clearly like in his teens when he was fighting. Okay, organization, support, commander's personnel, war crimes. The 1st of October 1946 judgment at Nuremberg against major war criminals did not mention this unit, but it did simply say that all members of the SS were war criminals. Okay. With the exception of those who were drafted by the state and did not commit crimes. Okay. No individuals among the Ukrainian enlisted men of the 14th have ever been prosecuted for any war crimes. Okay. Let's see. The history on this is kind of fuzzy. Some people are saying that they were guilty. Some people are saying that they weren't. In any case, it's completely fine to shit on the politicians who brought them into the parliament because that sounds ridiculous. He should not have been there. But persecuting a 98-year-old man himself, no, I don't see it. That seems kind of ridiculous at this point. That seems kind of ridiculous. That seems kind of ridiculous at this point. Listen, chat, I am not willing to say we should string this old man up and fucking hang him in the town square. I'm not going to say it. We shouldn't do that. All right? If he's actually guilty of something, bring him in front of a fucking court. And otherwise, leave him alone. He shouldn't have been in Parliament. It was stupid to bring him there. But this idea that he's Satan himself is fucking retarded. Okay, more super chats. I was always more of an AVGN guy, says Emperor Creatine. Considering all the crap about Channel Awesome, I think I made the right choice. Thanks for the $5, dude. See you later, Dry Bread. I pinged you in Discord about the Sargon thing and the V video. Okay, thank you, Eileen Gigolo. Holtzner, $5. So you're pro getting the commies out of education? Perhaps not so different, you and I. Yes, obviously. There's obviously a place for different political ideologies in university, but in high school, get them the fuck out. Yes. Get them out. Want to debate on whether the Middle East is barbaric on Zoom? Sorry if that's weird to ask. Don't know stream etiquette. I don't know anything about that, man. Not right now though. But thank you for the 25 AEDs. Thank you, dude. Holtzner, $5. Dev, if you're trying to get power and your opponents don't have nuance, and the population doesn't really care, you shouldn't use nuance either. Nuance is important. You should be right. You should be correct. The truth should be the first thing that you pursue. God damn it. Sapient Green, thanks for the 50. The Americas generally seem to have a different take on former Nazis than Europe. Yeah, a lot of America kind of viewed World War II as like a serious situation, but also kind of a goofy romp. Like, it was the Americans who made the TV show Hogan's Heroes, right? You wouldn't see a European make that TV show because they kind of portrayed the Nazis in that as like goofy villains and not serious villains. You know what I mean? He's old, so it's okay. Yes! Good God. I will say that. I got the rope ready. Yeah, okay. God damn it, Arch. There stands Dev in defense of the Nazis. I found the perfect picture to troll Matt Walsh. Want to see it? DM it to me, Holtzner. DM it to me. But yeah, listen, man. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, all right, we need to now string this old man up for the crimes that he committed 80 years ago that he might not have actually committed. It's like, no, dude, no. If there's evidence against him, bring him to court. The court can try him. Now, the Canadians were obviously retarded for bringing him into the parliament. But, like, what exactly do you want done? Or do you just want to be outraged? Is that what's going on here? You just want to be outraged, basically? The Brits made a Hitler sitcom in the 70s? Exactly, shit like that, right? Like, you couldn't make those shows nowadays. He did. Okay, prove it. Go ahead. And also, if he did, like, get prosecuted, then he served his time, hasn't he? He's still here. Like, if he was actually found guilty by a court and went to jail for however long it was, and now he's 98, and he's like, well, I already paid for that crime. Like, what do you want? What exactly do you want? Here, chat. I'm watching. What do you want? Hillary Clinton is old, so it's okay. God, stop making those stupid comparisons and tell me exactly what you want. Give him a medal? Imagine being on the right and demanding no trials for Nazis in 2023. I thought we've been through this. I'm not on the right. What are you talking about the chat? Okay, Dev. Okay, don't convict Trump then. How is that related? Oh my god. I feel like you're a retard. I'm getting one guide by a fucking retard named Pro Negro with like a Trump avatar. Oh my god. I'm gonna fucking explode. I'm gonna fucking blow up. It's not that he's old. It's that he committed the crime, if he committed a crime, like 80 years ago. And if he did, bring him to a fucking trial. Like, what I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want. Like, do you want Justin Trudeau to come out and like apologize and commit seppuku? I mean, I wouldn't mind that, to be honest. But like, do you want him to like ritually kill himself? Like, what? Do you just want to complain? Dev is a secret Nazi. God damn it. Want to eat him? Oh my god. I love you guys, but you're retarded, aren't you? Remember back when Hillary Clinton was a solid 8 out of 10? That was a while ago, wasn't it? The Botox didn't hold up, fellas. Okay. Thanks for like the 2 viewers that we've had on Kick and like the 20 viewers we've had on Twitch and the over 700 viewers on YouTube. Thanks, guys. I think it's time for us to wrap up. I did have some other things, but let's go raid someone instead. This was a special episode talking about only Israel Palestine. Okay? Listen. We're going to go raid my friend Tina. Get your coffee cups ready. Tina's a very small streamer. She has like 3 viewers. So I want everyone here to show up and spam coffee cups. Okay? Thanks for the final super chat, Holtznader. You have 2 principles conflicting: pursuit of truth versus having the power to implement your worldview. Which one is more important? Probably truth. Probably truth. It's the internet. The answer is you just want to complain. All right. Thanks for everyone's support today, guys. Oh, Jesus. We're almost at like, I think, is that like breaking $200? We're like $199 or something. Almost. Okay. I might do a bonus stream tonight with Naomi. If not, you'll see me tomorrow. I'll be streaming again. Don't worry. I'm still streaming video games in the evening. New videos are being made. I made a bunch. I got a lot of work done this weekend on new videos, so you'll see them soon. Here. Everyone get your coffee cups ready. Let's go spam Tina's chat and troll her a bit. Okay? It should automatically raid, I think. Do I have it set to automatically? I'm going to check real quick, just in case I have it. Customization? Yes. Let's go! Have a good one, guys. I love you. The final dollar from Trash Panda. Thank you, dude. Putting us over the edge.